State Senator Chris Telfer plans to introduce legislation that would allow irrigation districts to put in hydroelectric projects without being responsible for expensive fish passage plans, since the green energy will not affect the fish. The $1 million price tag for such things as a fish ladder would probably kill the project. We also talked with the state senator about tax measures 66 and 67, since she'll be a spokesperson for saying no at several forums next week. But first, her irrigation bill.
Well, the bill is a fix and a clarification. You know, right now, irrigation districts in the state, when they divert water off a river, they have to put a screen up, to make sure fish don't go up the irrigation canal. Well, right now, these irrigation districts, many of them want to also put in hydro on their irrigation systems. Some green energy. Actually, they'll be tubing their irrigation ditches and leaving more water in the river. So it's a really good thing. The problem is the state has a rule, and they're reaching a little far into this rule, but it says if you change the stream at all and affect fish, anything you do, you need to mitigate that fish impact with screening and bypasses for fish. Well, unfortunately, the hydro issue is now falling under that gray area, and so we're looking for clarification because no fish are being affected by these hydro facilities. These are downstream from the screening from the river. They're not affecting the fish at all. And well, I think really what's happening is here we've got COID and SWALI who want to do this. COID has also started already, and the state has a problem with some of the dams here in Bend, and I think they're reaching too aggressively and trying to find somebody to pay for the fix. The irrigation districts, if they alter the dam at some point, modify it, fix it, yes, they will do some fish bypass. But right now, there's no need for them to have to spend $1 million, which would probably kill the project and the good green energy that would come from it and the increase in the water level. So this is a fix. This is a clarification so that they don't have to spend $1 million when there's actually no impact on the fish. I just want people to understand that we are not affecting the fish at all with these hydro facilities that are being put on irrigation lines. There's a lot of good benefit coming from tubing these irrigation ditches as well as putting hydro facilities in. So, again, this is a win-win. We're not hurting the fish, and we're getting some good green energy out of it.
Great. All right, switching gears to Measure 6667. I know there are a couple forums coming up next week that you're the spokesperson for. How are they going, and what kind of feedback are you getting?
Well, we're getting good feedback. People are starting to hear about, an alternative to cutting services and at the same time cutting 70,000 jobs. So I think that we're getting good positive feedback on the fact that we've got a back to basics plan, which is a better plan for Oregon, and giving people permission basically to say no to these tax measures and not worry that we're going to cut services. So I'm looking forward to being able to be the speaker along with Phil Barnhart, who's a representative who helped draft the measure bills, so that we can actually get people out there to have correct information.
And you're going to be at Crooked River Ranch as well?
I'm going to be up there in Jefferson County also next week.
And just your role is to get information out, present your side versus the other side?
My role is to get facts to people, not misleading information. The sky is not falling. That as well as showing people this better plan, the back to basics budget, yes. Okay. I'm hoping people will, take the time to find out what is the truth about these measures and what are the impacts on these measures. We're talking about a 5% cut in services, if at all. This is not a drastic cut.
Take 5 is a production of News Talk 1110 KBND. Depend on us.